Welcome to Messages from Above, Pick a Card readings. This reading is for the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn for April 2023. As you can see, there are 3 cards here in front of you. Are you being drawn to one particular card, or perhaps you are having difficulty in focusing on just one card? If you are focusing on more than one card, then perhaps listen to that card reading as well, because there could be a message in there for you also. Now, these messages are general readings, and so they may resonate or they may not, and that's okay. Just take what does and leave the rest. There will be timestamps in the description box below for each of the card readings. If you do like the card readings, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will start with card number 1. Okay, card 1, let's have a look and see what messages you have been drawn to for this month. Okay, so we have surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay, so this card is coming to you at this time to say to you that you can't control everything. You can't control how other people feel or what other people do. So it's time to surrender to that fact that you can't control anything like that. You can only control how you yourself react and how you yourself can behave. We like to think we have control over many things, but in actual fact, that's our ego that's trying to exert that control over us and over the things that we go through in our everyday life. We have to understand that when we came into this incarnation, that we had a blueprint of what our path was going to be like, and we have to understand that for that to occur, we have to surrender to the divine. We have to surrender to our soul. We have to surrender to the universe. Only then will the things that are meant for us actually occur. When we try to control situations, we will find that we have, or control directions that we're going in, we will find that those that there's roadblocks and there's obstacles to that. When we surrender, those doors will open for us to be able to achieve what is meant for our highest good. Okay, so let's have a look and see what other messages we have, please, for Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn for card 1 for April. What is the message that they need to hear for this month, please? Okay, we'll take that one. We have the first quarter moon in Virgo. Assess the situation. Okay, so with this card, this is saying to sit back, to reflect. Reflect on the situation, reflect on what's going on around you, and just look at it from an outsider's point of view so that you can look actually at the bigger picture. When we do that, we can assess the situation and not react in a negative way or in a fiery way. This is telling us to sit back and process what's going on, process a particular situation, and that way we can have a clearer understanding of what is going on. We can actually look at it from different perspectives rather than on a spontaneous way where we react without thinking. So whatever it is that is going on for you this month, this is a reminder, or perhaps something hasn't occurred as yet. But if something does occur this month where you feel that you need to make a particular choice or a particular reaction to something, remember that this card is saying, hold on a minute. Don't rush in without thinking first. Look at everything with, from a different perspective. Look at it from a bird's eye view and assess all the options before you actually make any decision or move forward in any particular way. Okay, let's have a look and see what further messages we have, please, for card 1, for Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn for April. Okay, we'll take that one. And that one. Okay, so we have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression, and we have Earth Pulsing, Pulse of the Mother, Slow Down, Time in Nature. Okay, so with this 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life and Expression, so this card is saying that there are new creations that are waiting to be born and new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. So this card is asking you to surrender to these creations to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book. Or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through your creativity, to surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For where there's creativity, spirit and soul are present, and the world needs those qualities more now than ever. Wow. So again, that ties in really well with that surrender card, because it's about surrendering to your creativity, surrendering to higher consciousness. Okay, and with this earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. So this is saying to you that you need to take a break. You need to put things on hold for a moment and go out into nature, reconnect with nature, whether that be at the beach, whether it be in the woods, the forest or the bush, or by a lake, in the mountains, wherever. It's time to go back into nature and to actually feel the pulsation of Mother Earth. When we do this, we actually, it's like an exchange of energy. By laying down in nature, by connecting with nature, by putting your hands on Mother Earth, you're actually giving her energy as well as she is giving you energy. So you can actually, again, it's like a birthing. It's like you're birthing a new energy within you and you're passing that energy back through Mother Earth. So again, that ties in really well with this surrender to the peace and quiet, surrender to being by yourself in nature, surrender to the, you know, listening to the voices or to the sounds of nature. We need to take a break sometimes, because otherwise we just get so caught up in the grind of everyday life that we miss what's going on around us. Again, that can tie in really well with this assess the situation, because by stepping away from whatever is going on and connecting with nature, you're actually then having more clarity and, you know, looking at things from different perspectives. Okay, can we have final messages please for card 1? Okay, we'll take that one that's just flown out. Okay, and that one. Okay. So we have, tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. So that could tie into this creativity, the motherhood, magic, fertility, the birthing of new projects, the birthing of, you know, a greater spiritual connection. And help is on its way. The raging sea will soon abate and a great light will heal your heart. This is a time of deep, profound and positive transformation, but courage, strength and patience are required. You are supported by a sea of love. Okay, so they are your messages, card 1. I hope that there was something in there that resonated for you, and until next time, thank you for listening. Okay, card 2, let's have a look and see what the message is for you for this month. Okay, so we have happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Okay, when we are in a state of happiness and in a state of bliss, that means that we are on the right path. They are like the signposts and the guidance that confirms to you that you are on the right path, that what you are doing is what you are meant to be doing. If you are in a state of unhappiness or sadness or regret or lack, then that means that you are not following your path, and you need to find a way to get back to those feelings of joy and of love and of peace and compassion. When we are coming from a place of love and happiness and peace and compassion, we actually shine our light, we glow, and other people around us can actually pick up on that, which will help them to be inspired, which will help them to look at themselves and see, well, what is it in my life that I am, not feeling happy about, so that they can actually make some changes. There may be someone around you who you can see that they need some help with finding the joy in their life, with finding that bliss that brings them to that total awareness of what life is all about, and that, you know, what they need to achieve within themselves to be able to follow on from, you know, follow their path. Okay, so I hope that helps. So let's have further message, please. Sometimes, you know, when thinking back to our childhood, you know, and things that we used to do that make us happy, that, you know, made us happy at that time, could be something really silly, like, you know, just dancing around, or, you know, colouring in, doing puzzles, playing Lego, all those kinds of things. And this is a card that's saying, remember how you felt when you were doing those things, that you were at peace, that you were in the moment, and that, you know, those things brought you happiness. It's about remembering what that felt like so that you can reconnect with that again. Okay. Alright, we'll take those two. So we have new moon in Leo, shine, and new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Okay, new moon in Leo, shine. Okay, so this again ties back in with this happiness, that when you're happy, you are glowing, you are shining your light. So this is saying, now it's time to stand up. It's time to stand out. It's time to shine. It's time to shine your light, stand in your truth, project your vision of what you want the world to be like. Be, you know, the one that's blooming, you know, that's really shining out, and by doing that you will actually attract other people that are in that same vibration as you, that are also shining their light. We need to really focus on standing in our truth and really speaking our truth, and projecting happiness and joy and peace, and in that way we actually empower others to do exactly the same thing. So yeah, it's time to shine. It's time to stand out and not be the wallflower, you know, not to let others trample on your beliefs. You need to be out there now, shining your light, shining your truth, and don't let others put you down. Okay, and with this for new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Okay, so this is saying that it's time to sit in reflection. It's time to dig deep. It's time to perhaps spend more time on spiritual practices, and that can be meditation, it can be listening to, you know, particular music, it could be cooking, baking, doing the gardening. Anything like that is where you are in a meditative state without actually sitting in a quiet place and trying to clear your mind. Some people can't do that. That's not how they connect to the divine. It's not how they can find that 0 point. So you have to find what works for you. But by doing that, you are actually then connecting to the universe. You are connecting to the divine, because you are not focusing on anything. You are in that place of, I'd say 0 point, that place of where there are no specific thoughts, that you are then just connecting. It's time to spend more time doing that. Again, that gives you the inner peace as well, you know. I will just go to the book and see if there's anything I can expand on that for you. Oh, let's have a look. New moon in Pisces. You have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self, so practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Be kind to yourself and others. The more you believe that all is well, the more all will be well for you. Yeah, okay, much the same as what I said, really. So, okay, can we have further messages, please, that go with this reading for card 2 for April? Okay, we'll take those. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. And the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Okay, I'm going to read on that one first. That ties in really well with that shine. We are multifaceted, we are unique, there is no one else like you. There is no one else that is the same as you. You are very unique. You have many different sides of you that is unique to you. And now this card is coming to you to say it's time for you to be seen. It's time for you to bloom. It's time for you to blossom and shine your light. It's time for you to step out and be who you are. Don't be put down by anyone else. It's time. So that's a double confirmation there that, you know, maybe you have been sitting back and it's time now for you to step forward. Okay, now fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Okay, I'm going to go to the book for this because these are fairly new cards and I'm not quite sure what. Okay, so what have we got here? Okay, the Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life. the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Okay. Actually, let's move that up there. Okay. Can we have final messages, please? Wow, we had that in the last reading. Okay, that one. Tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic and fertility. Well, that card ties in quite well, doesn't it? Passion reignites, and within the flawless patterns of each other's soul, you discover inner peace. You are caressed by each other's love, and this unfolds as endless blessing. Place no restriction on one another. Be firmly grounded within each other's soil, but allow enough space for your branches to sway freely, so that you each may dance to the song of your own spirit. Okay, so they are your messages, card 2. I hope there was something in there that resonated for you. And until next time, thank you for listening. Okay, card 3, let's have a look and see what the messages are for you for this month. Okay, so we have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay, so failure. We need to start understanding that failure is not a word that we should have in our vocabulary. We need to realise that when things don't work out, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. It's a lesson to know that we need to find another way. It's an opportunity to learn that mistakes shouldn't stop us from trying again. When we use the word failure, we actually apply a negative emotional attachment to that, and that can actually stop us from trying again. So we need to understand that we shouldn't be attaching an emotional response to something not working out the way that we planned or the way that we thought. If we really want to have something work out, well then, we need to find another way. If it's meant for us, it will work out for us. If it doesn't, then it wasn't meant to be. These are all lessons for our soul's growth. It's helping us to evolve, which is why we came here. It's to learn to evolve and to experience you know, failure or not failure, we're not using that word, but, you know, to experience things that don't work out and, you know, and things that do. We're in a 3D world, and so everything is not always going to go smoothly. We just have to remember that old adage of when one door closes, another one opens, and we need to embrace that and don't get stuck in the negative emotions that we attach to things. Okay, let's have another message, please. And again, and another thing is, if you don't succeed, then try again until you do. You will find a way. That's how we work. You know, if we don't succeed the first time, we'll find another way to make sure that, you know, if it's meant for us, we will succeed in that. Okay. Another message, please, that goes with card 3. Another message for card 3, please, that goes with this reading. What do they need to hear? That? Okay, that one and that one. Take inspired action, full moon in Virgo. Ties in really well with that card there. Take inspired action. Don't let a mistake or an unsuccessful attempt stop you. Take inspired action. Find another way. And work through, last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Again, it's tying into this that, you know, let go of negative emotional feelings that we attach to things. Okay, let's take a more in-depth look at these cards. Okay, so with this card is saying that your dreams can come true, that you can be successful with the plans that you have. You just need to take action and put steps in place so that you can achieve that success, you can achieve those dreams. Taking inspired action means you need to connect with, you know, the energy of the full moon to help bring the energies down, to help your manifestation, to help put, you know, those steps that you, or the bullet points that you make out for your steps along the journey to be able to achieve. You need to work at it, and only when you work at it you will have success. Yes, again, it ties into that. There may be some steps along the way that don't work out, and this is saying, find another way. Take action. You will succeed. And work through your feelings. Okay, so perhaps you've been hurt lately, or you have perhaps inadvertently hurt someone else and may be feeling guilty or, you know, remorse. This card is saying you need to work through your feelings. You need to actually sit, reflect on how you feel and why you feel the way you do. Only by acknowledging the feelings that we have can we actually surrender and let them go. We don't want to be holding on to any negative emotions, because that holds us back. By letting them go, by acknowledging them and letting them go, that will help us to move forward on our path. We also need to be strong, you know, and make sure that we don't let people walk all over us because we don't want to hurt their feelings. So again, you need to find the balance, but put yourself first and acknowledge your path, acknowledge your emotional well-being is a priority. Okay, actually let's put that up there. Okay, can we have further messages please for card 3 that go with this reading? Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a new earth, it's happening, keep holding the vision, you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Okay, so a new earth, it's happening, keep holding the vision. We are going through a transformative time at the moment. Things are changing on Earth and we are moving into the age of Aquarius and the birthing of a new Earth. So this means that there will be lots of changes, that things won't be the way that they have always been. There will be new ways of doing things. There will be new technology. There will be lots of things that are so different and so out of this world compared to what we have been living. So this is saying that, you know, you are a manifester. You are a brilliant manifester. You create your own universe. You create what goes on in your world, in your life. So by focusing on what you would like to happen in your future, in this new earth, by holding that vision, you are then putting that out into the universe. You are projecting that into the universe, and that will help to manifest that into being. Keep holding the vision. Okay, and you got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency and boundaries. Okay, so this can actually tie in quite well with this work through your feelings. This is about putting boundaries in place so that you are protecting yourself, you are standing firm in what you would allow into your life, like you know, what you will accept from other people. And this is saying that it's time to put those boundaries in place so that you're not taken advantage of, so that your energy is not drained, so that you are not, you know, being used by other people for their benefit and you're getting nothing from that. It's also about sitting and reflecting on the relationships that you do have in your life, and that can be friendships as well as love relationships and work relationships, and find out whether you have a codependency. If you do, it's time to break that. It's time to realize that codependency is not good. It's time to put those boundaries in place. It's time to know what it is, what you will accept from other people, what is acceptable to you. And on the contrary as well, you need to realise that you can't overstep other people's boundaries either. It's about mutual respect. Okay, I'm just going to go to the book and see if there's anything else I can add to that for you. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Yeah, it's learning to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that the love they seek is already within them, that they truly do have the love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to dive deep into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and familiar at a soul level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive, or perhaps there's a certain volatility to it and you're always unsure where you stand. This card is a sign to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. Okay. Can we have final messages, please, for card 3? Final messages. Final messages, please. Okay, we'll take that one. Final messages, please, for card 3. And that one. Oh. Okay, that was in, I think we had that in one of the other readings too. So passion reignites, and within the flawless patterns of each other's soul you discover inner peace. You are caressed by each other's love, and this unfolds as endless blessing. Place no restriction on one another. Be firmly grounded within each other's soil, but allow enough space for your branches to sway freely so that you may each dance to the song of your own spirit. That actually ties in really well with that. You got the love. It's about having that respect for each other, that you can be different, that you can allow the space for each other to grow. Beautiful card. Don't be swayed by someone's strong opinions. Just do what feels right for you. If what you're hearing doesn't resonate with you, then it most probably isn't right for you. Listen to and respect other people's views, but stay true to your own inner vision and beliefs. Live freely and express the beauty of your ideas. Wow, that card also ties in beautifully with these other cards. Okay, card 3, that was your reading for April. I hope that there was something in there that resonated for you. And until next time, thank you for listening.